Coming up on Canyons News, COC dives into the fentanyl crisis by addressing the dangers behind it at the University Center. Then we look into how local hikers can prepare with a potentially hot summer ahead. And we take a moment to remember a Cougar legend who changed lives on and off the field. Canyons News starts now.
With news from across the Santa Clarita Valley, this is Canyons News.
Hello everyone and welcome to Canyons News. I'm Meg Hall and here's the latest from the Canyons newsroom. We begin our show tonight with a developing story in Canyon Country. Shortly after 1 a.m. this morning, a man was found shot at the intersection of Jake's Way and Sierra Highway. The victim survived and was rushed to a nearby trauma center. There is no information at this time regarding what caused the shooting or the suspects involved. If you have any information, please contact the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff's Station. Last year, Santa Clarita ranked #1 for drug overdoses in Los Angeles County. One program here at COC is looking to tackle this and other public safety issues. We go live to Samantha Pierce with more from the University Center.
That's right, Meg. Tackling those issues began with the conversation last Tuesday night, where deputies and the public came together to shed light on a deadly epidemic. It's a new type of danger.
Fentanyl's different than any other opiate.
And these Santa Clarita residents are trying to navigate it.
It's so potent, it's so powerful. You can imagine, one little granule or, a tiny little bit, could kill somebody.
During a meeting last Tuesday, residents discussed the dangers of fentanyl with local law enforcement and healthcare professionals.
So it's in pills, it's in powder form, it could be in vapes, it could be in marijuana, it could be in regular street-level drugs from, you name it, methamphetamine, cocaine, heroin. It's everywhere.
I mean, you can't recreational or experiment with any drugs today because all drugs are deadly. You don't know what's in anything today.
Topics ranged from drug manufacturing to the emoji codes kids use to secretly discuss drugs.
Fentanyl knows no socioeconomic boundaries. Kids are passing away from it, adults, you name it. I mean, people with good jobs, people with no jobs. It is all over the board.
It doesn't discriminate, my son-in-law passed away from a fentanyl overdose last October. He had been injured when he was younger, and they gave him and prescribed oxycodone to deal with his pain management. So he was struggling with some severe pain, but couldn't get it prescribed from a doctor. So, illegal, off the street, bad source, and it just takes a little bit.
Although fentanyl is frighteningly potent, there is another drug that can prevent overdose.
Narcan, Narcan, Narcan. Please keep a Narcan at your office, in your car, in your purse, wherever.
Although Narcan has seemingly miraculous properties, the speakers of this meeting said that the best way to prevent overdose is to avoid drugs altogether.
Here's what I tell people at my rehabs. If you use, you'll die. It's a matter when, not if.
This meeting was the first in a 3-part safety series hosted by COC. The next 2 will examine online child safety and identity theft. I'm Samantha Pierce, live for Canyons News. Back to you, Meg.
Thank you, Samantha. Fast food workers will soon get the big break they've been waiting for. COC hosted an open house at the Employment Center for those who are on the hunt for a new job. Here's Ian Gutierrez to tell us more.
Hello, welcome to McDonald's. Do you need a mobile app today?
An all too familiar sound of muffled workers taking your order through the drive-thru. But it's those same voices who spoke loud and clear when they demanded higher pay and got it. Those with 60 or more locations nationwide would have to pay their workers at least $20 an hour. This change goes into effect on April 1st, 2024.
And while this is a big win for the fast food industry, how will this change affect the rest of the job market? I went to COC's Employment Center to find out.
Other companies can't continue to raise their wages based upon what fast food is doing. At the end of the day, our companies have to make a profit.
And with fast food having the upper hand in the wage war, employees of other industries will start to wonder When is it going to be their turn to get that big bump in pay?
Unless it's legislated, they're not going to follow it. I mean, the reality of it is, you know, various skill sets demand the appropriate compensation.
While I was at the employment center, they were holding an open house for those looking to start work.
This is our first of several events for our students in preparation for our job fair.
As job seekers filled out their online profiles, we got to learn more about how the next generation workforce is evolving.
The relationship we have with work has changed, and so I think we have to consider that. So one of the things as we are working with students is that we recognize that the nature and the future of work is very different than what it's ever been. Work now is negotiable, and many of our younger workers are choosing just to enter workforce to meet the basic needs.
For Canyons News, I'm Ian Gutierrez.
Many locations in the Santa Clarita Valley are expecting intense heat waves throughout this summer. While hiking outdoors can give you a sense of relaxation, being unprepared can be a matter of life or death. Canyons News reporter Eric Berkeley has more.
Scorching temperatures and record-breaking heat are already testing the limits for hikers at Whitney Canyon Park. Fire officials like Richard Hillstein with United States Forest Service say dressing appropriately and stocking up on fluids regularly prevents heat stroke and dehydration.
The biggest issue that we do come across is inexperience, footwear, and the biggest number one is not being hydrated or lack of water.
Rafael Garcia brought his dog this afternoon and says he loves the effects hiking has on his mind and body, but always takes precaution.
Drink a couple, my liquids, whatever I have to drink, stay hydrated, and then pretty much just check the weather.
Last Wednesday, LA County Fire, paramedics, and sheriff officials arrived at Towsley Canyon Trail, rescuing a stranded hiker.
You can see her, she's standing way at the top.
Tyler Guerrero says he heard the person yelling from a distance and contacted authorities immediately.
We heard her yelling for help, and I decided to call the 911.
Having the right tools and having the right gear with you can make all the difference when you're hiking outdoors. Hiking buddies like Viviana and Andrew make sure to follow basic precautions and stock their backpacks.
Doing research on what type of trail, being prepared with water, snacks, just in case if we get stuck or anything.
I just have snacks and a speaker in my bag. He usually covers the main snacks and everything.
And informing your location with family and friends should take the highest priority.
GPS indicators or locators that are not on your phones, but you can get, they work very well and they've saved a lot of people.
For Canyons News, I'm Eric Berkeley.
In the U.S., children's illiteracy rates are climbing at an alarming pace, and one elementary reading teacher wants to do something about it. We go to Taylor France for more updates.
Does anyone in here go home every single night, not 88% of the time, every single night, and read a book? Raise your hand if you do.
Reading, something that everyone needs to know how to do. But illiteracy rates are on the rise in our youth. And one 6th grade reading teacher has something to say about it.
Each year, the students tend to come in a little farther behind grade level. So I teach 6th grade. So right now, I have a big majority of the 6th graders reading at 4th grade, a 4th grade reading level.
And what is the reason for this?
Cell phones. All of our students have them. They go home. It's in their hands immediately when they leave campus till they go to bed at night. So why would they pick up a book?
Mrs. Franz notices which children are more targeted by this epidemic.
Children that go home to a house where they don't have a strong set of parents or a mother or a father or an adult in the house that are there to monitor them, to guide them.
So are there any ways to stop the rising illiteracy rates?
I think that we need to stop giving cell phones to kids at such a young age, because the minute you give that phone to them, you kind of lose them.
As a mother herself, she has a few suggestions for parents.
I think getting our kids back to the library at a young age would be very helpful. Again, building curiosities and questions and letting them go explore and grab topics that are interesting to them.
Although the lowering literacy rates are discouraging, This teacher is still holding on to hope.
I hope that our youth and our children continue to see value in reading and continue to develop a love for reading as well.
I'm Taylor Franz for Canyons News.
If you're looking to take home a furry friend, a local shelter is in need of adopters. Reporter Amanda Carrasco takes us behind the kennel with animals searching for a forever home.
The animals over at Castaic Animal Shelter are begging for your help. With lower adoption rates and higher surrender rates, the shelter is working hard to find these animals loving homes and to give them a future.
When the shelter has too many dogs, one of the issues is they will have to start euthanizing for space if there's not an available opportunity for us to transfer them.
If adoption isn't an option for you, donations, volunteering, and fostering can help make a difference. For those looking to adopt, Castaic Animal Shelter offers sunshine even on the rainiest days, with free adoptions on days that it rains and monthly breed specials.
Seeing these dogs leave the shelter with a new family is very rewarding. It's probably the best part of the job. We had a dog yesterday get adopted that had been here almost 2 months, and so that was very, very exciting for all of us to see her go home. It's just a rewarding experience to see a family take home their next forever pet.
On a good week, the shelter celebrates with about 15 adoptions, but on a bad week, they see as little as 5. The shelter's social media team is working hard to share these animals' stories and to find them caring families like this one.
I just adopted Connor. He's a Pointer Pyrenees puppy, 8 weeks old. We're lucky to bring him home. So I encourage everyone to come out here and adopt and get your new family member.
With each adoption, we're not only clearing Castaic Shelter, but we're also giving these dogs a home. Reporting for Canyons News, I'm Amanda Carrasco.
One Santa Clarita woman is trying to make a difference in the world of service dog training. Born out of a personal experience, her local nonprofit organization aims to change lives.
Yes, good girl. Yes, good girl.
Hope, independence, and restoration. These words are the meaning behind Cornerstone Companions, a nonprofit service dog training organization in Santa Clarita that was founded by Brittany Morano.
No.
As a newborn, Brittany's premature son developed breathing and heart problems. Naturally, their family dog stayed on watch duty the whole time, sparking an idea for Brittany.
So I started to realize that she was catching on to and was able to tell that he wasn't breathing and that his heart rate had slowed. So at that point, I decided I wanted to start a nonprofit and become certified to become a service dog trainer.
The Americans with Disabilities Act has created laws that allow the use of service animals in public, but people have abused these laws before by bringing untrained animals in public spaces.
Whatever the case may be, it can put a bad taste in an owner's mouth and say, no, I had a service dog in here before that wasn't legitimately trained, you can't come in here. So that is, something that I wish people would really realize, that you're really taking away from the people that legitimately need their service dogs.
Brittany has long-term dreams for Cornerstone Companions, but for now is grateful for the opportunities she has been given.
It's definitely a labor of love, but it's changed my life, oh my gosh, in so many ways for the better. They not only give back to their recipients, but also to me every day, and our community and the joy and the smiles that they bring to people.
For Canyons News, I'm Meg Hall. Coming up next on Canyons News, for many, traveling the world is a dream, but what campus program can turn that dream into a reality? And COC remembers a Cougar coaching icon. See and hear an emotional afternoon next.
The future is yours, so let College of the Canyons help you get ready, reset, and go for it. Get ready for transfer, the workforce, or take your skills to the next level. Reset your career and get back to work quickly. Go to college for $46 per unit, 0 textbook cost class options, and apply for your share of financial aid. With convenient class times, flexible on-campus or online options, and free tutoring, the future is yours at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule.
Welcome back to Canyons News. I'm Natalie Lau.
From inspiring keynote speeches to thought-provoking panel discussions, the COC's Women's Conference sparked a wave of empowerment. I got the chance to experience this event for myself. This year's Women's Conference, hosted by College of the Canyon, celebrates the female leaders of our community. The panel of presenters shared their experiences to not only inspire, but motivate women to flourish in their personal and professional lives.
So volume is key. Vocal variety is another one.
Keynote speaker Karen Laus teaches women every day how to do just that. She shares how positive changes we make in our lives can empower us to grow our confidence.
We, particularly as women, don't take space for ourselves. So the idea, just the simple time that we dedicated to be here is already taking that step to take care of ourselves. So that's why I think it's important to take care of ourselves, create space for those things. And then my hope is that people would leave with at least one thing that they can immediately apply to become more confident, specifically in their communication. But it's all connected. I mean, everything's communication.
Karen's interactive presentation motivates attendees to take their empowerment into action, forging connections and laying the groundwork for future endeavors.
It really is looking inward and trusting yourself and knowing that you also have good answers, you're competent, you're smart. And it's important, of course, to look to mentors and other people in our lives, but remember the power of that. And then the second part that I would say is take action. Don't wait for things to come to you.
You are the powerhouse. Thank you so much, ladies.
Reporting for Canyons News, I'm Natalie Lau. Now it's time for What's Trending with Ashley Fabry, as she brings us an update to the accident in Baltimore. Ashley, tell us more.
Thanks, Natalie. I'm Ashley Fabry, and here's what's trending. Authorities are still dealing with the collapse of the Francis Scott Key Bridge in Baltimore. It's been nearly 48 hours since the collapse, with efforts now turning towards cleaning outside the debris left by the crash. There were originally 6 construction workers missing, with the remains of 2 being found earlier this evening. The other 4 missing workers are presumed to be dead. Experts expect reconstruction of the bridge to take years, and impacts on the 9th largest port in the country are expected to last for months. It's March, which means you or someone you know is spending hours in front of the TV enjoying the madness. Off the women's court, the women's tournament has taken an ugly turn after players from the University of Utah say they were racially abused. According to police, team members were heading to dinner in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, when they were passed by 2 pickup trucks revving their engines. The driver circled back and yelled racial slurs at the players, many of which are black. Local police and the FBI are investigating the incident. And finally, don't put those umbrellas away quite yet. Santa Clarita is expecting to see between 1 to 3 inches of rain this weekend. SCV has already had an extra rainy year, with the normal year of rain averaging around 11 inches. This year, we've already had over 24 inches of rain, with a couple more expected to be added this weekend. Showers may start as early as Friday, but most of the storm is expected to pass through the SCV Saturday and Sunday. And that's what's trending. I'm Ashley Fabry. For more stories in and around the Santa Clarita Valley, you can check us out at canyonsnews.com. Natalie, back to you at the Canyons News Desk.
Thanks, Ashley. COC offers many exciting programs that students can participate in. But did you know that you could have the opportunity to study across the world through the Education Abroad program? Here's Canyons News reporter Maya Gulsatarian to tell us more.
If you've ever thought about studying in France or Italy or maybe even Spain, then the COC Education Abroad program might be right for you. This program allows COC students to study overseas through partnerships our school has made with international universities.
What's different about these new Education Abroad programs that we're trying to develop is we're creating opportunities for COC students to study in overseas institutions, colleges, universities all over the world. And these are aimed at more affordable opportunities. So students have a chance to study for 3 weeks or a semester or for a year in a way that is accessible to them that maybe hadn't been in the past.
Some students can use their financial aid. Some students end up using savings, or there's also some programs that have that scholarship built in, like the tuition-free ones or some new ones that are coming up that we have grants around covering some of the costs for students.
Students who are interested must have at least a 2.5 GPA, complete the essay requirements, and also show proof of financial capability.
Once you submit that to our office, then you do an interview with our dean, and then we decide after that, seeing everything that's in your application, whether or not we would recommend you for this program.
Students who have gone through the program typically give positive feedback about their experiences.
We almost always hear great things from students. It's new opportunities, they meet new people, they eat new food, they experience new things. What's great about that too is that they bring that back into the classroom here or wherever they transfer.
So, if you're interested in taking up this opportunity, reach out to the ISP or stop by their office when you have the chance. For Canyons News, I'm Maya Gulsatarian.
COC's Uniquely Abled Academy held a graduation ceremony for their class of pilot robotic trainers, rewarding students with valuable skills and knowledge for their future. Here's Enrique Caldera for more.
The Uniquely Abled Academy of College of the Canyons held its graduation ceremony for 9 students who completed the pilot robotics training program over a 6-week period.
Well, the purpose of the program is to take our high-functioning autism spectrum students that might be interested in a career in learning how to program a cobot or collaborative robot in industry. And the collaborative robots are used for pick and place, anything from, manhandling material, any sort of job that in the past has been handled by people.
Paul Montgomery saw a student increase to his class this year, going from 5 to 9 students. He also had the opportunity to not only see his students grow as individuals, but as a team over the course.
Biggest difference with them, confidence. When they're able to control the collaborative robot and make it do what they need it to do, that absolutely develops confidence. And then, of course, working together as a team. That wasn't the intention in the program, but that's actually what happened. So I think that's a big part of the confidence building as well.
Their success is not just a testament to their hard work and determination, but also a reflection of the unwavering support.
The goal in this course was to ensure these students could possess the valuable technical skills to join a competitive, high-wage job market. But for Paul, there was more.
I think one of the biggest lessons, of course, because they're young, many of them, is understanding. One is expedience. Also, I would think that is listening and asking questions when they don't understand stuff. And I think that timeliness, being able to get to the job on time.
For Canyons News, I'm Enrique Caldera.
Winter is behind us and people are springing forward into some outdoor fun. Whether it's a walk in the park or a run on the trail, that's not stopping locals from getting active, even with a little bit of rain. Canyons News reporter Brianna Alvarado has more.
The Valencia Trail Race returned for its 7th annual event, which was hosted in the trails of Santa Clarita, just off San Francisco Road. This growing event gathers volunteers and competitors from the running community for a day of friendly competition and strenuous exercise.
The first year we only had like a few people, second year like 25 people, third year we had like 600 people. At that point we were like, oh, there's something here. And so then we took a serious look at it and started creating other races, and then we created 2 races in China. And then I was like, well, why don't we create some in our own backyard? Because we live right here, we're running these all the time, and that's how this really started.
Runners from all over the Santa Clarita Valley and beyond joined in all the festivities this race had to offer, with distances that included a 10K, half marathon, and a 50K ultra.
We're all up here together, up here to have a good time. Don't be rude. Have a great time with everybody, okay?
Rain or shine, nothing is stopping these runners from crossing the finish line. Spirits and adrenaline run high as the runners wait anxiously at the starting line.
While the muddy conditions made some competitors turn back early in the race, others pushed through to the finish line. Regardless of the competition being a personal goal or a fun activity, one thing this event did was bring many individuals from different backgrounds together.
And I think I met so many friends on the trail, and it really helps to have someone push you, be like positive and like, let's go get this. So I think being around healthy people who want to do it pushes you and would help you get better.
It's perfect race. This race
It's perfect. The Valencia race, I like it. Yeah. And the perfect, everything is perfect.
If you are looking to pick up running as a hobby, be sure to check out valenciatrailrace.com for more information. For Canyons News, I'm Brianna Alvarado.
A couple of weeks ago, College of the Canyons honored one of the greatest coaches to put the Cougars' name on the map. He was awarded with the highest achievement to earn as a coach. Canyons News reporter Kyle Kawamoto has the story.
I knew I wanted to be a coach, and a lot of the things that I did as a coach were Mike Gillespie.
Saturday was a day of celebration for one famous COC baseball coach.
You know, it's great to see people here that played for Mike, whether it was here or USC or UC Irvine. And I know a lot of his friends have traveled a long ways to be here for him.
Meet Mike Gillespie, a legendary coach with a winning percentage of 72%, multiple Hall of Fame inductions, and after starting the program in 1971, he
led the Cougars, 16 years and 11 conference championships, 3 straight titles.
The baseball field was renamed after Gillespie in his honor. Sadly, he passed in 2020, 3 years before being unveiled to his friends and family.
Of course, having my dad gone, having another legacy for him is tremendous, and seeing all the his former players showing up from COC to USC that are here, but then at the same time having my relatives here, it's extremely special.
During his time at COC, Mike Gillespie put the Cougars' name on the map. And if this field could talk, the stories would be endless.
So we're at home plate, the game's over, and the shaking of the hands with the coaches and the congratulations, and he comes over, and I have the photo. My wife caught the photo, and he gives me a big kiss on the cheek, and he's crying. What a great day.
All of these stories in the world could not express what Skip would do for someone.
So many of us know about his loyalty. If you are a Mike Gillespie friend, you are a friend forever. What he did for me and so many other people, it's off the chart. Makes me want to cry, there's no doubt.
Mike Gillespie will join Lee Smeltzer as one of the 2 coaches to have a place dedicated in their name, leaving a legacy behind.
It's great that these kids can come out on the field and see that sign above the scoreboard, and some of them have already asked me today, hey, about Mike, and it's because of his name on the scoreboard now, and I'll be able to tell future teams all about him and why his name is up there.
Reporting from Mike Gillespie Field, I'm Kyle Kawamoto for Canyons News.
Earlier this month, ASG released a poll asking faculty and students to vote on a new name for our beloved Canyons Cougar. Canyons News reporter Christian Sukij has the latest.
Today, we'll be talking about cougars. No, not that type of cougar. This cougar. This is our Canyons Cougar mascot. Canyons News had the pleasure of catching up with him. There's only one problem. No one knows his name. As a matter of fact, not even he knows what his name is. Could you tell me your name? You heard that right. The College of the Canyons mascot has no official name for himself. It was first discovered by Joanna Kelly, a student services coordinator at the Canyon Country campus.
I want to say back in maybe like December, I was speaking with actually one of our ASG student leaders, Stephanie. She's our public affairs officer. And, we were starting to brainstorm about social media content for our ASG platforms. And, during the brainstorm, I started to think of, hey, does our mascot have a name?
On March 11th, ASG released a link on Canvas that would direct students and staff to a poll. The poll asks, what should the name of our Cougar mascot be? Here are the choices: Canyon, Captain, Chance, Cooper, Kai, Lenny, and none of the above.
There was an initial list of 20 names. And from there, female names that were on there, there was male names on there, there was gender neutral names on there, just, to make sure that we're being inclusive to everybody.
Voting ended on March 25th at 12 p.m. An update on the name is to be announced soon. For Canyons News, I'm Christian Sukic.
Be on the lookout for an announcement regarding the mascot name. That does it for this edition of Canyons News. I'm Natalie Lau. Remember, you can catch us on the web at canyonsnews.com. You can also send us news tips and story ideas to our Twitter handle at canyonnews_COC and follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Have a good night, everybody.